Overcoming political impotence in the ghetto with good realism. Well, here comes the controversial part. Next slide. Overcoming political impotence in the ghetto, which shows how to take stock of the existing situation, how to recognize, identify, and cope with our enemies, the importance of political power. That should be underlined. Economic and political strategies to overcome political impotence. How to turn apathy into activism in the ghetto. Next slide. American Supremacists. Occupy Wall Street lives. My book is dedicated to Occupy Wall Street. Occupy Wall Street exposed that the 1% richest people in America dominate the political landscape so that our American democracy is in shambles. Instead of government of the people, by the people, for the people, we have government of the 1%, by the 1%, for the 1%. I refer to the 1% as American supremacists because they consider themselves supreme because of this power. Next slide. Money in our democracy. Analysis of Federal Elections Commission data showing 2012 candidates needed to raise an average of Senate $14,351 per day. House members under less $2,315 per day. Now in 25 years now it's probably much more. In 2011 there were 12,619 registered lobbyists who spent a total of $3.3 billion. Our democracy is in trouble. Next slide. Record of American supremacists. They leave behind a long trail of opposition to any change designed to benefit poor people. They oppose 40-hour week, Medicare, Social Security, the graduated income tax, workers' rights, civil rights for black, equal rights for women, but they love war. Next slide. They have extended that opposition to one man, one vote, the very foundation of our democracy, using voter suppression tactics to deny. Universal healthcare, unions, any group or organization which advocates and protects the rights of ordinary people, ACORN, NAACP as an example. Living wage and increase in the minimum wage, campaign finance reform, even government itself, government regulations such as EPA, OEO, ERA, antitrust regulations. Next. The prime strategy of American supremacists. It is very effective, it is easy, it is ruthless, it is the complete antithesis of the goodwill to all revolution. So what is it? Anyone wants to hazard a guess? What is this prime strategy?
Divide.
That's it, right.
What is that?
Divide.
Hit enter.
And conquer.
Hit enter. Divide and conquer. That's what they use. We talking about goodwill to all, they use divide and conquer. It's a great strategy, it has worked, it has worked throughout history really well. Next slide. Fostering distrust and enmity between various groups. White versus black, make ghetto blacks demons by mass incarceration, frisk and search, adverse publicity, etc. Religious intolerance, Christians versus Muslims versus Jew. The insured versus the uninsured, non-immigrants versus immigrants, the employed versus the unemployed, rich versus poor or has. These are easy things for them to do, and then it's constant, and once it starts rolling, they can sit back and watch it go. Next. Overcoming divide and conquer. The people united will never be defeated. I'm sure they said that a lot in the march. They always, that's a popular chant, although I find that they're not united. Form the Goodwill Coalition, a real working coalition. Coalition of issues, poverty, union rights, anti-war, employee rights, universal health care, women's rights, environment, civil liberties. So I'm advocating that these poor people in the ghetto form alliances with these things.